All right. So it's time to put everything together. We have talked about collecting like terms to simplify expressions, taking out parentheses by adding, taking out parentheses by subtracting, and also taking out parentheses by multiplication, which we did yesterday. So now we're going to look at questions where you have to do all of those, or 2 out of the 3, or whatever, depending on the question. So these questions usually will involve 2 or more steps. So I can tell the number of steps I'm going to have to do just by looking at the expression. So this first one, I'm going to have to do 2 things. Can you tell me what 2 things I'm going to have to do to simplify? Dora?
You're going to have to do the thing where you're going to complete the 8 and turn the X.
Right, you're going to have to take out the parentheses. What am I going to have to do after that? Collect like terms, yes, exactly. Okay? And so you can always tell, like I said, how many steps you can do. Like this B, I'm going to do 2 steps. The first step, I'm going to take out the parentheses. The second step, I'm going to collect like terms. This one, I'm going to do 2 steps. Take out the parentheses, collect like terms. And then we'll get to the second page later. So, remember, do it in this order. Remove parentheses. Remove brackets if there are any. Remember the difference between the 2. Parentheses are the rounded symbols, brackets are the square ones. Collect like terms. Just always remember those, and no matter how complex it looks, you can work through it. So for A, like Zara said, first thing I have to do is I have to remove the parentheses by multiplying everything by 8 and everything inside by 8. So 8 times x is 8x, minus 8 times y is 8y, and then I still have a plus 5x. Parentheses gone. Next step is to collect like terms to get your final answer, which would be?
13 minutes.
Good. B, parentheses first. What's in front of the first set?
Positive.
Yeah, like a positive number or nothing. So remember, if there's plus sign or nothing, which is the same as plus, I can just take out the parentheses. Nothing changes. The second set, however, I have to multiply every term inside by -4. Take the sign too. So what's -4 times 2x?
-8x.
And what's -4 times -3?
Positive 1. Oh, positive 1. No.
Yeah, no. Parentheses gone. Okay. Collect like terms. I've got x's. Right. Excellent. See if you can do the next one. Now that you sort of have an idea of the steps, take out parentheses, select like terms. What does it look like when I take out the first set of parentheses? Sorry,
16 x minus 12.
one more.
Plus
Good. Okay, so take out the first set, everything has to get multiplied by 4. To take out the second set, everything needs to be subtracted, which is going to change signs. What's it going to look like?
Minus 2x minus 5y plus 4.
It's the minus has to apply to all of them. And now we're collecting like terms. What do I get when I collect the x's?
Or
14 or 14.
14x, the y's? Minus 17y plus 12, good. Okay. Okay. The next cube, we've got some brackets. So that tells me I'm going to have to do 3 steps. Take out the parentheses first, then take out the brackets, then collect like terms. So I'm not touching the 2x, I'm not touching the minus, I'm not touching the open bracket, but I'm now removing these. What does it look like when I remove those?
Vx plus 9y minus 4y.
And now I write the rest of it with the closed bracket. Good. First step done. Next step, take out the brackets by subtracting everything inside. So I get 2x. Anybody? Subtract 3x. Subtract 9y plus 4y. Yes. And now we're like terms. 2x subtract 3x. Negative x or negative 1x. Negative 9y plus 4y. Negative 5yx. Try the next one. If you can get this next one, you got a really good handle on it. Because this is the most complicated you're going to see. It really can't get any more complicated than this. I know it looks like a lot, but step by step. Anyway, there's the answer. Right? So one last question. So here's where simplifying becomes useful. You are asked to find the value of this big expression if z is -1. You don't want to plug -1 in right away, because that's going to be a lot of calculations. Let's simplify first. Simplify first. So the first set of parentheses, I have to multiply everything inside by -4. What will I get?
Negative 4 plus 12.
Okay. -4.
Z squared
Got it?
plus 12 x
You mean Z? Yeah,
and minus 4.
good. I got to take out the set by multiplying everything by -2. What does that give me?
Negative 12 then.
Oh. Okay, can't see anything. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, it's not.
All right, Sienna, finish it up.
Okay, negative 12, plus 2 z squared.
Good. One more step I can do to simplify.
You know,
Go ahead.
you know which one, because they're.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, those can go. Plus 12z minus 12z cancel each other out. Collect the z squares. And then I have a minus 4. That's a lot easier to deal with than this. Very few calculations now. That's the whole reason we simplify. So now, evaluate. So we have to plug -1 in for z using parentheses. Minus 4. We got to remember our order of operations. What do I do first? So -1 all squared is 1 times -2. So we get -2, subtract 4. -6 is our final answer. Good. Like I said, that's as complicated as we're going to get. Okay. But like I said, it's really good practice for algebra. Like if you can simplify these things relatively easily, I mean, there's always going to be a little error here and there, no matter the person. Okay. Then you're in good shape. Now, to make life a little bit easier, I looked at 5.5, the exercise, and that's a lot of expressions to simplify. So here's what I'd like you to do. Oh, okay. Come on. For number 1, only do the second column. So do B, D, F, J, L. Otherwise, it's going to take you a really long time to do that first page. But that's sufficient practice there. In number 2, do B and D, second column. And in number 3, do second column. That is plenty of practice. Okay? I mean, you can always go back and do the others for practice if you want, or for a test review, but, and then the rest of it. Remembering that every time you see a negative exponent, don't do it. Okay? Okay. That's it.